Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would give a story about how I got, uh, well, these cats. One who's walking across the screen here. I have two cats, and I thought maybe I'd give a little story about how I got them. So I've got one here, and the other one is just below my feet here, who just ran away. Um, Thought maybe I would share a little bit about how I got these two cats. They're both sisters. So Dawkins here. This is my kitty. Her name's Dawkins. She's adorable. I mean, she's the most adorable little kitty in the world. She's so pretty and so smart. But how I got these cats, it's quite an interesting story. They're it was a year ago. This past December. My then fiance wanted to have kittens, and of course, my wife loves all kinds of animals. And who the heck doesn't like animals? The problem, of course, is that when you have animals, you're like, oh, we're busy. You got to have a lot of responsibility, and nobody wants to have responsibility. We're all busy people, so we don't want any of that. Oh, I know, it's not fun, is it, honey? Okay, you can go down. Anyway, so my wife decided that she wanted some cats. So we ended up going to a little town just outside of our city, and we came across an animal shelter that had an array of cats. I mean, there was hundreds of them in this shelter. They were all over the place. My wife was in complete cat heaven, and I was going, oh my god, we can't buy all these cats. And I was getting a little worried because she was becoming quite obsessed with quite a number of them. And you always know it's bad when she starts naming things, right? Oh yeah, this one's Whiskers and that one's, Sir Fluffy. You start getting nervous then going, oh my goodness, she's naming them. I have no space at home. How in the hell am I going to get all these animals here? And how am I going to let her down that we can't have, 50,000 cats? Anyways, so we came across this cage, and in the cage there was 5 kittens, and 3 of them were male and 2 of them were female. And my wife right away wanted the cat that you've seen me holding here, Dawkins, right away. I'll explain the name in a minute, but she wanted that cat right away. And she said, I want that one, and that's the one I want. And so I said, okay, we'll get that one. And my full intention was only to buy the one cat. And my wife was, oh, no. It'd be nice if we had 2. And I said, oh, no, we can't afford it. And then this other cat, which was the runt of the litter, if I can find her. I think she's taken off with her sister. And you'll see them throughout the video. But anyways, through all my videos now. But anyway, so this other little black and white cat, this gray calico kind of a cat, very tiny. Well, I think you see her in the background. That you've seen her walking by. But anyway, she's very, very quiet, skittish. And I thought, oh, I don't know if we want that. But she came out, and she came all the way up to me. And of course, I picked her up, and she snuggled in my neck. And I'm a big talker. Right? I think you've seen her go by there. I mean, I'm a big talker. And I thought, oh my goodness, she snuggled in my neck. Game over, right? Game over. And so I said, okay, you win. And we got two cats that day, 2 sisters. And brought them home. We had a fun time bringing them home because they were very rambunctious. They were the most rambunctious freaking cats I've ever seen. And I've had kittens. I've had cats growing up my entire life. I've had like 1, 2, about 5, 6 cats. and growing up, and we've had many of them as kittens, and so I was used to kittens, but I've never seen kittens like this. They were like the kittens of hell, the spawns of hell. Anyways, so these cats came with us into the car, and they got out of their cages right away. They unzipped it, and they were right around this car, and it was awful trying to drive with these cats running around your vehicle. What was interesting is my wife was holding onto the one cat, and it was really funny because, well, I guess it was my fiance, but it's my wife now. Funny because my wife got pooped on, so the one cat pooped all over my wife's winter coat. Oh my God, she was so bad. But surprisingly, it wasn't the little the gray cat you see running around here in the back. It wasn't that one. It was mine, which is the one that I held up here. Anyways, so that was that. And then we brought them home, and on the way home in the car, my wife said, "We're gonna name them. We gotta name them something." We're both scientists, so we had to think of, well, what the heck we gonna name these two cats? And we were going through different female scientist names, and then I said, well, they're both sisters, and I said, wouldn't that be funny if we named them, after men, and call them the two Richards, right? Richard Dawkins, who's an evolutionary biologist, who I have many of his great works. A little bit of self-promotion. 1 second. I'll get the books there. Richard Dawkins. Great evolutionary biologist. He's was Oxford professor, now retired, I believe. Great reads. Not only for science, popular science or science novices, but also this particular book in particular was actually part of a textbook that we had to do for one of my readings in an evolutionary biology class, and I took as an undergrad. So yeah, he's a great author. And I imagine you've seen me walking around in my lovely pajama pants. I'm at home, and by the way, I'm on parental leave, so why in the heck would I dress up? Anyways, back to the story. So we called them the two Richards. So Richard Dawkins, who's a biologist, and that's the one, Dawkins, the girl I was holding, that kitten I was holding, well, cat now. And the other one that you see running around that's all darty and sort of, gray and hard to find and won't let me pick her up, is named Feynman, Richard Feynman, after the famous theoretical physicist. Now, I look up to Feynman, Richard Feynman, the man. He was a great scientist, great thinker, great revolutionary, very inspirational in his way of thinking. And I try to incorporate more of his way of thinking into my own life, both in a personal way and also in terms of my professional scientific way. So I named, of course, the gray cat Richard Feynman, and I was all excited because it was my cat, and she liked me and snuggled with me, and for the first couple months she just loved me. And Dawkins, stayed with my wife. Well, out of nowhere, they just switched. Like after a couple months, they switched, and it's like in Harry Potter, the wand picks the wizard. Well, my wife says, "Oh, the cats pick the owner." Well, sure enough, Feynman switches on me, realizes I'm not good. I'm yesterday's trash apparently, and decides to go with my wife. And Dawkins, well, she's like, "Well, I guess I'm yours." So Dawkins and I have become really good friends over the year, and very close. She's a top-notch cat, very, very smart. This cat, I'm going to get it on film for you guys. It's amazing what she can do. I can actually, I go, "Girls!" and I snap my finger, and she comes running. Come on. Aww. Sorry, but she actually decided to come. I don't know if you could hear her not crying, but she's right here. Very, very, very intelligent. She's like a dog. Oh, good girl. You come up this way. What a good girl. She's an amazing cat. I mean, my wife wants a dog, but as far as I'm concerned, Dawkins is like a damn dog. Oh, hello, honey. Look in the mirror. You gonna look here? Yeah. I mean, why would you want a dog for if you got a cat that can be trainable? She brings stuff to you. We used to play fetch. We would throw from the bed a little toy, and she'd bring it back to you. And we'd throw it again. Who needs a dog? She listens on command. She doesn't eat anything that she's not supposed to. Meanwhile, her sister there, Feynman, who I haven't still caught yet, but you probably will see at some point, gets into all kinds of trouble. She's fascinated by water and eats everything. She's stolen turkey legs, chicken legs, you name it. She steals it. It's amazing how these damn cats run the house. Anyways, and then, of course, when Aurora came, these cats, Dawkins here, who's beside you, might hear it purring, but she's been great with Aurora. I mean, a little bit clumsy, might have fallen on her a couple of times, but she didn't mean to. She's a protector. And Feynman there, I mean, oh my God, she's, the baby of the family, I guess you could say, and she's not used to sharing people. And she did not like Aurora at first, and still, doesn't like her when Aurora cries. So. But so we got these two cats as rescues, essentially. The story, I say this at the end because it's a terrible story of how they got to the shelter. Their previous owners put them in bags, them and their brothers, into a big garbage bag and whipped them onto the highway. And somebody found them and turned them into the shelter. And of course, my girls are lucky, and I picked them up. And they're the most spoiled cats you've ever seen. They get the best food in the world, the most premium, the Science Hills diet. I mean, these cats get whatever they want, really, and they run the roost. Unfortunately. Still a little sad that in my entire life, from the time I was a little boy up until now, I've been surrounded by females. And it's good to see that this trend continues. A daughter, a wife, and 2 female cats. Fun times.